Got a not so fun one today that's very informative for you. Saving your flock this summer, how to stop your chickens from overheating. Welcome back to DiamondTrail Ranch. Whether you're raising chickens in the US, Australia, the Philippines, Pakistan, Africa, anywhere with a hot climate, this video could literally save your flock. Chickens are tough birds, but heat can sneak up fast and take them down before you realize what's happening. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to stop chickens from overheating, how to stop the early signs of heat stress, and the top things I've learned to keep my birds cool through the brutal summer temperatures. Why is heat so dangerous for chickens? Chickens actually don't sweat. I don't know if you guys knew that or not. That's starters, right? That's the key problem. Their only ways to cool down are through panting and spreading their wings to release body heat. If that's not enough, their body temperature, which is already high at about 105 Fahrenheit degrees to 107 degrees Fahrenheit, or around 40.6 Celsius to 41.7 Celsius, starts to rise dangerously. And when it rises too much, it can lead to heat stress, organ failure, and sudden death. Any temperatures above 85 degrees Fahrenheit or 29 degrees Celsius can start stressing chickens. But once it hits 95 degrees Fahrenheit or 35 degrees Celsius and above, especially with high humidity, you're on a countdown, guys. Heat stroke can happen very fast, especially in older hens. Let's check on these guys over here. See, they're all laying down, kind of chilling out. Even the goaties are like, man. They're all, you know, it's nice and cool right now because the sun's going down, the shades, you know. This is sunset time. You know, a heat stroke can happen fast though, so especially in the older hens, you know, large breeds, big time as well, like your Brahmas, you know, Orpingtons, heavily feathered chickens like Silkies. You want to look for signs of heat stress, like are these guys okay over here? Of course, we check on them a lot here, but you always want to check, constantly want to check. You want to know the warning signs that can help you act before it's too late. Watch out for these red flags right here that I'm going to mention for you guys. Panting with their beaks open. Very, very common. I see that here. I see it here every day. It is hot here, guys. The humidity gets to like 90% humidity, you know, 95 degrees Fahrenheit. The feel like temperature is 110. That's why I'm doing this, to help you guys save your flock. With their wings, so you got panting with panting with their beaks open, wings held away from the body, pale or discolored combs and wattles, if they start acting lethargic or any lack of movement, reduced appetite or no interest in food at all, loose or watery droppings, staggering or they just straight up collapse. If you see any of those, you're going to want to act quickly. Panting with the beak open, it's probably, you know, not as much of an issue as some of the other ones. Like I said, I see that every day here. But a chicken in advanced heat stress can die in under an hour if the conditions straight up just don't change. So these are your top ways to prevent chickens from overheating. We're going to dive into what actually works. Mr. Roo's making his, we call him Mr. Brownie. He's making his cool sound. You hear that? He always does that. We're going to dive into what actually works though. These tips are universal, whether you're on a small homestead, backyard setup, or a rural farm. I mean, look at our goats here. This is ridiculous. Number one, shade is priority. See these trees up here? We have a lot of trees. I don't know what your setup looks like. We trim them back too. Every year we trim back our trees. We keep them off the roofs so you don't get rodents and things like that. Keep them off the roof, the barn over there. But we keep enough shade over the pens, you know, especially the chicken coop. Obviously that's different, but you want to make sure you have shade. A natural shade from trees is best because it allows the air, they get airflow. If you don't have that, you can use tarps, you can use shade cloth, or even old bed sheets. In places like India, Southeast Asia, or the Middle East, people often use palm fronds or bamboo mats. Anything that blocks the sun can help. Move coops or runs under trees if you can. Please do not keep them in direct sunlight. Whatever you do, don't build your coops in an area where it is just straight sunlight. That's not good for anything. That's not good for people, chickens, goats, ducks, horses, you name it. It's just not good for anything. You want to make sure they have cold, clean water all day long. Water is life. Chickens won't drink warm water. If you add ice cubes, you can add frozen bottles, or even frozen fruits like watermelon chunks is what we like to do. We have watermelon here pretty often. I love watermelon. Grapes, you can do frozen grapes to keep the water cool. In places without electricity, you see the chain of command going on over there. In places without electricity, freeze water overnight and rotate it when you can in jugs or pans. Refill bowls throughout the day and have multiple stations so they're never far from a drink. We have water spots all over the property. We have the kiddie pool over there. We got different water pans over there. Chickens jump the fences, they get water. We have constant hoses. And there's tons of water. You need that too, is what I'm saying. You need water. They need water. Refill their bowls throughout the day in different locations. Their coop is going to need ventilation. Heat can build up fast in coops. Open all your windows for them if you have them. Remove plastic and solid coverings. Create cross ventilation for your birds. In places with no electricity, just lifting the roof a couple of inches with some blocks or installing slats instead of solid walls can make a huge difference. You want to avoid metal roofing in hot climates. It turns into an oven. Offer them electrolytes on hot days, right? Electrolytes can help balance fluids and keep chickens from dehydration. You can buy poultry electrolyte powder or make your own using a pinch of salt, sugar, or baking soda and water. Countries like Nigeria, Thailand, and the southern U.S. use this trick often for both poultry and goats. Cool treats and frozen snacks. Like I just mentioned, the watermelon. Know what I'm saying? Frozen fruits and veggies are a hit. Cucumbers, watermelon, corn, berries can all be frozen and tossed into the run. These snacks add hydration and encourage chickens to eat when they'd otherwise stop due to the heat. Dust bathing zones in the shade. If you go on to my channel here and look at some of our other videos, I have a few of them dedicated explaining dust bathing and the benefits of it. So chickens love dust bathing, and they do it in the shade, which will help them cool off. Kind of like dogs. You might see dogs do, when they dig. The reason they dig is because they're trying to get to that cooler dirt. Chickens, that's one of the reasons they're dust bathing. There's lots of reasons, more protective. But again, I have videos dedicated to that. If you're curious why chickens do that, just go look through my the flock playlist. Add cool soil, wood ash, or even a little sand under shady areas. If you're in a tropical climate like we are here, a shaded patch of banana leaves. You hens are getting feisty, and roosters. Actually, yeah, that guy's a young rooster, I think. Spray down the run using misters if you have them, ideally. In dry areas like Arizona or northern Africa, misting systems lowers the air temperatures fast. If you don't have misters, hose down the dirt in the run or the coop area every few hours. As the water evaporates, it cools the ground and your chickens, so it works out great. Let me tell you what not to do though in the hot weather. Let's talk about some common mistakes. These can actually make the heat worse. Don't feed high protein snacks like dried mealworms during a heat wave. Digesting protein generates more body heat. Do not overcrowd your coop. Give them room. Let them spread out. If you have the chance to if you have the means to let them free range, like we do, let them do that, because they're gonna get room to cool off. Spread out, not overheat. They can go to the shade on their own. They have survival instincts too. They'll go where they need to survive. It's not like you lock them up in your coop and you got them sitting in an oven. Let them out if you can. Boy, this room makes that cool sound. I have them doing that now. You guys get to hear all kinds of cool little ASMR homestead noises. Avoid black, dark colored roofing or tarps. You don't want black tarps, or the dark blue ones. They can attract and hold heat, just like clothing, right? Also resist the urge to dunk a hot chicken in ice water. It can shock their system and cause cardiac arrest. That can happen to people too. You don't do that. Do not go from one extreme weather to another extreme weather. Instead, cool their feet with lukewarm water. You can put fans on your chickens and let them stand in shallow pans of water. Adapting for international climates. Let's make this global, because I know we got tons of viewers all over the world here. And homesteading may be a niche in the United States, but it is an absolute way of life in a better part of the world. So let's make this global. If you're raising chickens in tropical countries like the Philippines or Indonesia, you'll likely deal with humidity and sudden rains. Focus on airflow, elevated coops with slatted floors, and roofing that reflects sunlight like palm thatch or light tin. In the Middle East or Africa, where water is limited, deep shade, earth-insulated coops, and early morning feeding schedules help chickens conserve energy. And it doesn't matter where you are. What I'm getting at is hot climates. This stuff you can do. You can use these practices wherever you are. They're all going to help. They're all going to benefit. These are just examples of different parts of the world. Like South America and Southern Asia, people dig shallow pits. Chickens can, dust bathe in. We do it here too. They stay cool underground. That's a trick you can use literally anywhere. So, some final tips and an emergency plan. Always have an emergency plan for heat waves. It is hot right now. It is summertime. It is June. It is hot. Keep frozen water bottles ready. Have spare tarps and fans on standby. Check on your flock multiple times between noon and 5 p.m. This is the most dangerous window of the day. Rotate any chickens that look too hot. Bring them inside your home or garage if needed. A single box fan and a cool towel under their feet can be the difference between life and death. Keep records of what works, and when your birds look stressed, every breed, every region, and every setup is different. Heat kills chickens faster than almost anything else on the homestead, even Cock City. I got a video on that. But the good news is it's preventable. Whether you're in Florida like us or farming halfway around the world, these tips are proven, low cost, and life-saving. If this video has helped, give it a like and share it with other chicken keepers in your region. Drop a comment with what your hottest day has been so far and how your flock handled it. Subscribe to DiamondTrail Ranch for more chicken care, homestead tips, and daily life with our animals. Thanks for watching. Stay cool and take care of your flock.